There it goes. Okay. And hopefully my internet does well with this because we have a little bit of storms here in Wichita. And right now it's sunny. So prayerfully it stays that way. But my name is Julia. I have been using Plexus now for 2.5 years almost. And I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 24 years. And I have fallen in love with gut health. Basically, I have when I started, I really didn't start with anything I felt like was really major. Gut health was one of those things that I didn't really know even that the company was about. I was more so asking to use the products because I needed something for energy. And so when I reached out to Cassie, one of my friends who had been doing this for many years, she and I kind of got to talking. And being a nurse coming out of 2020, 2021 was a little rough. And I know I personally was exhausted. I was working a lot of late nights and I was working more full time instead of part time. And what I found myself doing was drinking a lot of energy drinks, and a lot of them that came in like little packets or some of the bigger energy drinks, nothing like crazy bad, but they were tearing up my stomach and I could tell. And I was having increased anxiety. I was having headaches. That I had never struggled with headaches before. Probably the last, oh gosh, 5 years before that is really when I started having more headaches. And so whenever I went to Cassie, my main thing was to go because of needing energy. And so I started pretty quickly to notice the energy that I got from just the products I was using. I literally tried the products for 3 days after coming off of 4 or 3 12-hour night shifts. And if any of you work nights, you know that you typically have a couple of days to recover from nights. If you have a day off, it doesn't really feel like a day off. But whenever I started that first night, I felt like I could tell a difference, but I didn't know if it was like a placebo effect. I even told my husband, I'm like, I'm not sure. I actually think I feel like I have some energy, but I'm not positive. So we waited till that second night. And that second night, I could tell a huge difference. I was able to sit down and help my daughter. We were homeschooling her at the time. She was in kindergarten. So it requires a lot of focus and most of my work. But I was actually able to sit down and focus with her and work with her without feeling like I was irritable or getting angry with her because, I was short tempered or whatever. I wasn't laying around on the couch, which is normal for me. I wasn't wanting to snack on sweets, which was a huge deal for me. And so that night I was like, Joel, which is my husband, I was like, if I can tell a difference in just a couple days, I would really like to see what a month would look like. And all of my night shift nurses need this. That was my first thought was, oh my gosh, my night shift nurses need this stuff because I see what we're all eating at night and I see what we're all drinking and doing to our bodies. And I know for a fact I wasn't the only one that was struggling with heartburn and the headaches and things like that. So I went ahead and we decided one of the things that I told Cassie right away was I can't afford to add $50 to my budget. There's no way I can buy the products for $140 a month and put that into my family's budget. There was no way. And so she talked to me a little bit about the company's amazing referral system. So I was like, okay, so refer 3 or 4 people and get my products paid for. I can do that because I could think of at least 10 of my nurses that needed these products. So I was like, this should be fine. I know of many people who could benefit from this energy. That's what I was going into it for, right? Well, so fast forward a couple weeks, I went to an event. That's awesome, Megan. We just had that rainbow here too. We've had storms here in Wichita, if you guys aren't from Wichita. But fast forward a little bit, 2 weeks, I went to an event with Cassie because I wanted to learn more about what was in these products because I was feeling so good on them. And as a nurse, my brain just started ticking away, trying to figure out what the heck was in them that was making them work so well. And so what I expected to get was a lot of education on what was in the products. I didn't come away with all of that. That was something that I dug in myself later. But what I did step away from was hearing testimony after testimony after testimony from people that were at that event, having life changing testimonies from a specifically from a medical perspective that you don't ever hear people coming off of medication for. For example, there was a testimony about a child with GI issues and seizure issues and all this different stuff that the products were helping. There was a testimony of somebody who had ulcerative colitis since they were young and came off of all their medications. There's a testimony of somebody who had thyroid issues coming off thyroid medicine. I mean, you guys, these are like one right after the other that my nurse brain just literally started going crazy. And so I really started digging into gut health and to try to figure out why in the world gut health was making such an impact on these people and what was in these products specifically. Because I had taken probiotics for years, but yet I still had headaches. I still had acid reflux that I was taking medication for. I was still having anxiety, and I still had bowel issues, though I didn't really realize it at the time. So I went ahead and started digging into gut health myself. And you guys, what I have found as a nurse, so I have legitimately completely transitioned my own personal career to be doing this as opposed to doing bedside nursing anymore, because I have been able to walk alongside hundreds of people and watch them change their health, something they've tried to do with medication for years, and some of them decades, that they have seen their health transition with these products because of the power of gut health. And so one of the things I always like people to understand is gut health is not a quick fix. It is something that takes time. We are talking about healing your body, not just a quick Band-Aid, which is what medicine tends to give us, which, I mean, 100%, I know that firsthand, okay? I'm not knocking my community. I'm telling you facts. So here's the thing, and this is what I have to remember and really try to help my clients understand is when we start with gut health, what you have to start with is getting rid of the bad stuff. So think of your gut as a garden, right? Your gut is a garden. If you're going to plant stuff in your garden, you're going to seed your garden, then you're going to feed your garden. So your seed is like your probiotics, okay? Your feed is your prebiotics. And then you have to have something to go, and you have to weed your garden, right? If you don't weed your garden, those weeds will overgrow the good stuff and it will kill them. Same with the bacteria in your gut. You are more gut microbiome in your entire body than you are any other cells, you guys. If you don't believe me, look it up. Your gut microbiome from head to toe, your skin is gut microbiome, inside your mouth, gut microbiome, inside your lungs, obviously your trachea, your intestines, all those things, gut microbiome. Okay. So if you think about your gut microbiome, when you have more bad bacteria instead of good bacteria, that's when we get in trouble and we end up having issues like disease, sickness, things like that, because our bad bacteria is overcoming the good bacteria that is naturally in your gut. If you are not addressing the bad bacteria and getting it out of your system, you are not going to be able to fully heal and function the way that you should be designed to do. Okay. So that is what our products help you do. And I will tell you, hands down, our products are made with high quality, but they are also made perfectly because they are a combination of multiple different people who care about people and who know smart stuff. Okay. So we have a doctor on staff, or we have a couple doctors, but we have nutritionalists, we have scientists, we have herbalists, and we have nutritional naturopath doctors. That, to me, that right there makes up the most perfect medical system that I could ever imagine. And that is what makes my heart so happy about partnering with this company, is because they truly come together and they put the stuff in the products that works together the best for your bodies. And when they do that, they don't just ship it out to us. Obviously, no supplement company will ever be FDA approved because there is no money in it for the government. So they don't put their money into the companies. Okay. So keep that in mind. So when people come at you and you're like, is the FDA approved? You should say, no, thank the Lord, because then they can't control the cost of it and make it crazy expensive. Right. And then charge us crazy money for insurance costs and things like that. So remember, it is a really big blessing that is not FDA approved. But what they do is Plexus themselves, I don't know about other companies. I can't speak to other companies aside from a couple that I've been in that I know don't do this. But what Plexus does is when they create a supplement, they send it out and they pay You guys, this is a debt-free company, but they pay to do their own studies and trials on these supplements for a minimum of, I want to say 6 months, depending on the supplement, but potentially for like years before they actually put it out to the market for their ambassadors and their customers to use. So they're trying to make sure that they're very safe with what they're doing and that they don't give you anything but the best. And that is the other thing that I really, really appreciate about the company. In regards to gut health, 90% of your immune system starts in your gut. So if you think about everybody fighting off germs and how they get sick, my brain automatically anymore goes to gut. If they're constantly sick, more than likely their gut needs a really good detox and they need to be putting good bacteria back into their system. Okay. The other thing, I believe it's 70 to 80% of your hormones are balanced in your gut, which, so if you think about people with diabetes, with hormone issues like autoimmune issues, thyroid issues, it makes complete sense as to why when we address the gut and do it safely, that all of that starts to resolve or at least get better. Okay. So the gut is an incredible beast. I absolutely love it. Just recently, I will tell you, I am super excited because number one, and Megan can attest to this because she is also one of my nurses, and she sat through I don't know, some education not too long ago where they were talking about educating people how important gut health is in absorbing medication. So like you guys, it's finally starting to come out into the medical world. I pray that they start to open their eyeballs and keep their money out of it. Because that's another thing. I'm like, we don't need more medication coming out just because that's something they can make money off of. But here's the other thing. When that happens, so you start to get more and more research, which is amazing. Right now, if you guys have time this week, there is a new, I cannot remember what the name of it is, but there is a new documentary right now on Netflix that goes over specifically the gut. Ashley, do you know the name of it?
I can look it up real quick. I just watched it and I was going to post about it because it was
Awesome.
super exciting.
Look it up.
Okay.
Look it up and put it in the chat.
Okay.
Because I've heard multiple people talk about it. And
it was good.
That's what I've heard. So when you think about the gut, some of the stuff that's starting to come out now is number one, we have multiple customers who, as long as they're on the supplements now, a lot of people ask me, how long do I have to take these supplements? The answer is as long as you like to eat. So if you like to eat, you take the supplements because what it's doing is it's putting the good bacteria in that you have to replenish. It's feeding that good bacteria. And then the BioCleanse, which is our third product, pulls the toxins and the inflammation out of your system, which is where you start to get healing. But one of the most exciting things, you guys, is there is a lot of research coming out for proof that taking care of your gut microbiome in a preventative measure actually is starting to be shown to decrease people's chances of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and dementia. That is flipping amazing. Like, I am telling you, and I am happy to give you guys references and resources if you have people that have questions about that. But that is powerful because not only does it affirm that something a lot of us here already knew is that gut health is imperative, but it is imperative in the preventative measure. Let's not wait until we're sick. Let's start it now so that we don't get there and we can take care of ourselves. At some point in time, we all have to make a choice as to where we're going to invest our money. You can either invest your money in being sick or you're going to invest your money in staying healthy. And that is something that I always try to remind people of is staying healthy is one of the biggest assets you can do, not only for yourself, but for your family, because your family is watching you. I guarantee you, if you have kids, grandkids, friends, or family, they are watching what you're doing. And if you are making healthy changes or you're living a healthy life, at some point in time when they're struggling, they will come to you and they will ask questions. Or prayerfully, your kids will watch you and they will walk in your footsteps and they will learn how important it is to take care of themselves too. So the gut microbiome is one of the most powerful tools. If anything, if you're going to choose to take care of something in your body, start with that because that leads to a lot of other things. So real quick, before we jump off of here, I want to actually hit. So we have a couple of things that I want to go over. So you've heard me reference the triplex. The triplex is our gut, or it's basically our foundational gut regimen. So the triplex is 3 products. I only have one of them tonight. I was going to have Cassie. Oh, hold on. I actually think I have this and I can maybe show you. I was going to have Cassie show it, but then she got called out. So I can show it in here. This kind of goes over the whole weed, feed, and seed thing, if you guys can see it. So these are the 2 products. The first one there is called BioCleanse. I talked a little bit about that one. That one is our supplement that helps to pull toxins and inflammation out of your body. Okay. Oh, look, Ashley's going to be my Vanna. Yes. Way to go, Ashley. Okay. You got ProBio 5 too? Course you do. Yeah, you do. Okay, show that one. BioCleanse is imperative because obviously everybody needs a lot of, oh, look, everybody's bringing them up. I love you all. But ProBio 5 is the most powerful probiotic I think I've ever come across. One of the key factors in ProBio 5 is the fact that it has chitinase enzymes in it. So it's a probiotic, but it also has enzymes in it to help your body to digest them properly. And what chitinase does is have you guys ever type a 1 in the comment if you have ever come across a tree that has like fungus or like not marshmallows? That'd be amazing. Not marshmallows, mushrooms growing out of it. Have you guys ever seen anything like that? Aaron has seen something like that. I know those of you in Arkansas, I guarantee you had to have seen something similar to that. There's a lot. Were you saying something, McKenna? Oh, no, I bet she wasn't. So what happens whenever our body decides to break down? So that happens when something is dying. That is fungus that starts to grow on those trees whenever that happens. And so what ends up happening, oh goodness, I'm hitting buttons here. You guys hold on here. Bear with me. You disappeared. Oh, there we go. Okay. What ends up happening is that whenever our bodies, and I'm going to probably gross some of you out, so I apologize for my nurse grossness here, but it's important to know when your body starts to break down and die, you're totally fine, McKenna. When your body starts to break down and die, your body starts to produce candida yeast. It's what starts to break down the inside of your body and start to deteriorate. Okay. So clearly that shouldn't be in our systems, right? That is a very, very bad thing to have. The problem is a lot of different supplements, they cannot break through. Candida yeast has a really hard shell on it. And so it has to have something to break through that shell to be able to clear it out and get rid of it. That is exactly what 5 does. ProBio 5 has that chitinase in it that breaks through that shell so that BioCleanse can clear that out. And I believe personally, that's probably why it's so powerful. That's probably a big part of why with my story, within 3 months, I was completely off of all of my medications after taking the triplex. I am telling you, you guys, that stuff is life-changing. The one key factor that you don't want to miss with this is the slim, which I actually do have that one. Here's the slim. So we have 2 different flavors. I think Megan was holding up the T1, which prayerfully we'll be seeing more of here soon. But we have multiple different flavors, but these are prebiotics. A lot of people, this is what caused me to take 6 years, you guys, to agree to try these products. Because I thought this was a quick weight loss fad. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I don't support quick weight loss fads. That is not what I am about. So it took me forever. But eventually, coming to find out that these are prebiotics, I was like, oh my gosh, like that took me that long, but it's fine. I'm here now. That's the important part, right? But the prebiotics are what feed the good bacteria in your gut to help the good bacteria grow. And so then your good bacteria outweighing your bad bacteria keeps your immune system up. It helps your body to start to repair itself. Okay. So there's a lot of really, really good benefits, not only putting good bacteria in, but feeding that good bacteria. The other thing that gut health affects directly is inflammation. One of my doctors that I talked to about this when I first got started, she's like, that you may actually change a lot of lives with, because if you can address inflammation in people's bodies, you can solve 99% of diseases. And I was like, yes, thank you. I love you for like, it just gave me so much encouragement. And I adored that about her, that she would encourage me in that. So right now, we have a challenge that's getting ready to start next week called the Deep Huff and Ease Challenge. Deep Huff and Ease, obviously, it is inflammation and energy. Okay. I said deep huff and ease. Deep huff and energy. That's what I meant. Deep huff and energy. Who couldn't afford to deep huff a little bit and get rid of inflammation? And who couldn't afford to have some more energy, right? Most people we know would love to do that and would be hugely benefited from it. This is a really powerful one, and it's one of our most popular ones because people can see a huge change and feel it in 2 weeks' time. So we use our slim hunger control. Okay. We use our hunger control. We use active. Okay. And then we use a supplement called Ease. Ease is one of our most powerful anti-inflammatory supplements. And we do it with using loading doses on it so that people get a really quick view of the power of it. Cassie, do you have it? Is that what you're getting ready to grab? Oh, okay. You've got, see, Ivana's back. Okay. So that is option number one. If somebody just needs to stick with the basics, they can do option number one. They will still have great results. Okay. Number two, if you really want to kick inflammation in the tushy, oh, look at Megan. I love my people. You guys are so coming this. I love you. Okay, so that's our anti-inflammatory, is super powerful. It does have green-lipped mussel in it. So if you have a shellfish allergy, you guys, you need to make sure you're asking those questions when you're talking to customers, because that's really important to know. You don't want them to take that if they have a shellfish allergy. So remember that there are things that we need to be aware of. Those of you who are ambassadors here, you are health coaches. So you need to coach your people and ask them questions to make sure, just like a nurse does with their assessments, they have to ask the right questions to make sure we're getting the best for them and we're keeping them safe. Okay. There is very, very much safety to it. The other thing that I wanted to talk about that Cassie had there was our reset. Our reset, initially when it came out, I was not the biggest fan because I was like, oh my gosh, people are just this is just like a quick weight loss thing. But once I actually looked into it and started educating myself, it is one of the most powerful detox tools I believe we have ever had. I know that I have ever had, because it specifically targets the liver. The liver is one of your main organs that is your detoxifier in your body. If you're not detoxing your liver, you're building up in there. So if you think about like all the stuff that we eat and consume on a regular basis, even if we're trying to be healthy, it's still detoxing chemicals out of the food that we're eating. If we don't ever detox it, you can still have struggles and issues. Okay. So the detox is right now, I would say, actually one of the most powerful tools that we have. It comes with 3 days. And basically it tells you what to do on the back of the boxes. Cassie, if you want to hold up one of those boxes, it basically gives you all of the details of what you need to do. You get all of your food in 3 days in those boxes. You can take them as you go, drink lots of water. I will tell you, so many people are like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so hungry. Girl, boy, whatever, man, woman, you won't. I guarantee you, if you drink enough water, you're getting 74 grams of protein a day. Most adults in America don't even consume that much on a regular basis, which is sad because you probably should be consuming much more than that. But 74 grams of protein in a day and a lot of nutrients and vitamins, you're basically trading food for nutrition. And it is a really powerful way to start a Deep Huff and Ease challenge. So if you have somebody who's really looking to go and hit head on with the inflammation, please get them started with the detox box and their Ease Deep Huff regimen. Okay. It's going to be really powerful for them. So I think that is basically kind of all that I wanted to cover. I wanted to leave a couple minutes open. If anybody has any questions, I would love to answer. I'm going to give just a few minutes for that though. If you guys have questions, unmute yourself. Go ahead. I need a like crickets noise in my background.
You're good. I think what I really like about the 3-day reset is for somebody like me on the go all the time, I just take that box with me and then I take a few water bottles. And so I can just mix whatever I need on the go and I'm good to go. You know,
Yeah.
even the soups, like let's say I'm gone all day. I have found when I do the resets, I like being busier. And so when I'm busier, I'm less snackier. And so I don't snack as much. And so that's what I really like about the reset is that it keeps me on my toes when I'm on the go. And so when I do mine, I look at days that, okay, what are the days I'm most busy? What are the days I'm home more? Okay, let's not do do it on those days. Let's do it on the days that I know I'm running around, I'm doing errands or whatnot. And so that's my favorite to do them. And I will say when you get to day 3, it's like, oh my gosh, I got this. And so just know you're going to have enough protein, you're going to have enough nutrition to get you moving in the right direction. So that's what I like about the reset. It starts your body and getting it moving in the right direction so you can start seeing incredible results after. So
one thing I thought of that I forgot to mention, this is kind of rabbit trailing because it's not exactly on the same thing, is I wanted to make sure and mention I would do a huge disservice if I didn't mention our referral program. Our referral program is one of the best. You will not find a better option out there to be able to just share with people. I'm not telling people to do a business. That is a calling. If you feel called and you feel a strong desire in your heart to change people's lives through this type of business, 100% chat with whoever invited you here, please. We want to help you with that because we each have that calling as well. But if you even just want to get your products paid for like I did when I first started, literally it's as easy as sharing it with 3 or 4 people. You make almost double your money back to be able to invest into next month's products. I did that. And what I ended up doing is finding that I never paid out of my pocket again for my supplements. I literally paid the very first month and not anymore. And I am incredibly blessed, but I will say, because I chose to make this a career, I was able to leave the bedside and still make up income for my family from this company. And so that's a huge, huge blessing, you guys, that some people may be looking for. And it may not be a business, it may just be a side hustle just to bring in $200 to $300 extra for their family and get them products for free that can take care of their family and help them to, in my opinion, what I get to do here is I get to help people stop investing in a broken system. That is 100% my thought is I'm like, we need to stop investing in the broken system in order for it to stop being broken. And this is a way that I get to do that because people can share and bless other people who are affected by the broken system. And it's a huge blessing. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that too before we got off of here. And if you guys have questions about that, please by all means mention it to the person that brought you tonight, because that's a powerful, powerful gift to be able to give to somebody. Okay, you guys, anybody else who has questions? Go, Megan.
Yeah. Will you share, because I think I've heard you talk about this before, fatty liver disease and that testimony. And then there was something else, like gallbladders and just how like all that system, how much can improve with gut health.
So my husband struggled for a while with his gallbladder, and we absolutely refused to get it out because though that is something in the medical system that they're like, oh, you don't need that. You don't need that. It's not an important organ. If you think about it, every organ in your body is put there for a reason, you guys. Like there is something that is beneficial about it. Your appendix helps to detoxify in certain ways. Your gallbladder and your liver do the same. So it's all part of your detox. And here we are saying that we don't need them and just go ahead and take them out. So am I telling you if you're in incredible pain not to have it removed? Absolutely not. Please do something to help yourself. But if you can avoid it and you can give your body things to be able to help to clean that system out, why wouldn't we try to go that route first, right? So to answer your question, Megan, in regards to like liver, gallbladder, things like that, our triplex system will directly affect a lot of that. So specifically beets and things that are that like deep rooty stuff, that stuff helps to break down and thin out secretions. Our restore in the detox box, 100%, that is exactly what people need. Okay. So if we could get restore by itself, that would be fantastic. But though we can't right now, we can encourage them. And if you know of somebody, Megan, or any of you guys that are on here that are ambassadors, if you guys know of people who have liver issues or struggle with liver stuff, make sure that they have milk thistle to take with their detox box, because you may potentially have a lot of liver response from doing the detox because it's getting rid of stuff and it makes them feel really crappy if they don't have liver support, and that milk thistle will help support their liver. In regards to fatty liver, so the way that I envision it and kind of try to explain it is when our supplements that we're taking, the triplex specifically, and even the X Factor Plus is really powerful with this. When it starts to break down in your body, a lot of the different nutrients are getting into your blood system. Okay. So I have specifically my sister, she came to me about a year and a half after I started and had been diagnosed with fatty liver disease. She had also always had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and things like that. She is a sedentary lifestyle, has those things that we're working on. But she came to me because she didn't want to take any more medication. They were already giving her lots of medicine. She was tapped out. She didn't want to do it. So she was like, can this help? And I'm like, yeah, it has liver support in it. It can absolutely help you. So she started on the triplex. Within 3 months, her liver enzymes were still elevated, but they had come down. Within 6 months, her liver enzymes were completely normal and all of her cholesterols were also normal. And so I can't tell you specifically which ones is what's causing that, but I really firmly believe it's a lot of the anti-inflammatory stuff. And like there's cayenne pepper in some of them, like all of those things that are designed to help to kind of thin secretions and stuff like that, I think is what really helps with that liver support and that gallbladder support. Does that answer your question, Megan?
Yeah, I think so. Like, has anyone like shared stories of like if they have like gallstones and if like those got better, or like if the ducts were inflamed? Like, yeah.
That is what my husband had. I kind of rabbit trailed because he had that and they thought that he had a gallstone. And they thought that it had maybe lodged into his gallbladder or his pancreas, one of the two. And so he was having a lot of pain. So we did other supplements on top of his triplex, but he stayed on the triplex. And then he got definitely the liver support, like Erin was saying, but he got a supplement that is designed to help break down gallstones and thin gallbladder secretions, which is typically what needs to happen. And he did both of those simultaneously, but continuously stayed on the triplex. He only did those additional supplements whenever he was struggling with attacks at that point in time. Another thing to keep in mind, if you have somebody who has gallbladder issues, organic apple juice is something that helps to break down gallstones. And then also apple cider vinegar. Is that better answer to what you were asking? Okay, awesome. Anybody else, you guys, before I jump off of here? Good questions. I love it. Okay, you guys. I think we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll close it down. And oh, I see babies. We're gonna go ahead and close it down. I so appreciate you guys coming tonight. Thank you for being here and taking your time out of the night. And I hope this was really beneficial to you. And again, if you have questions, don't ever hesitate to text me or message me. If you have people that have questions that they're asking you, please, by all means, shoot the questions to me. I'd be more than happy to answer them. So, okay. Have a good night, you guys. See you later. Bye. My picture is over my end button. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go.